The Justice Hema Committee report has triggered off a storm in the Malayalam film industry. Multiple female actors in Kerala have accused co-stars of sexual abuse. Now, actor Mohanlal, president of Amma, has resigned. Now, previously, both director Ranjith and actor Siddique had resigned from their positions as chairman of the Kerala Chalachitra Academy and the Association of Malayalam Movie Artists, or Amma. This report and these allegations have shocked the Malayalam film industry and all of India, in fact. This also comes at a time when, apart from critical acclaim, Malayalam cinema has rocked the box office this year. The Hema Committee report has blanked out the names of the accused, but the women are now slowly coming forward and naming and shaming their co-stars. Will this movement make a difference in the working conditions of women in the Malayalam film industry? Is the SIT set up by the state government enough? This movement certainly cannot be limited just to the Malayalam film industry only. What about the other film industries where similar complaints have been reported? There was a Me Too movement in the Hindi film industry back in 2018, but that fizzled out. Will it be different this time around? Joining me to discuss this are Fawzia Fatima, cinematographer in both the Hindi and South Indian film industries. She's also spoken and deposed before the Hema Committee. And also joining me is Asha Jonas, an activist from Kerala. Welcome to the News9 Plus show. Fawzia, I want to start by asking you this. This wave of outrage that we've seen, which is translated into action, where actors are stepping down from Amma. There's Mohanlal has now resigned, it seems, from Amma. Do you see any good coming out of this finally after what happened in 2017? You know, the trigger point for this entire Justice Hema Committee report? Or will this just be brushed under the carpet because there are so many powerful people involved?
I hope to believe that there are more number of people who are ethically minded, and this might empower them to speak out and do the right thing. Because so far it is the people in power who have been designing things. Now,
Yes.
hopefully, the power will be in the people who are ethical, and it might open up, especially the younger people, to talk. Most of the younger stars have been silent, and a change can happen if they open up. And Prithviraj has started talking, and
Yes.
he's been very favorable. So if more of the younger stars have voice their opinion and make their stands clear, then it's a great thing. It's a great thing.
It's
That
a great
will be
thing
start
indeed.
of change.
Yes, it could be the start of change. And I'm going to ask Asha Jomis this. Asha, this point that Fawzia made is the fact that the older stars seem to have been silent largely on this. But the younger stars, like Prithviraj, for instance, he's spoken out. He's come out very strongly. And I think you should appreciate the fact that someone from the industry, clearly an established star, has come out in support of the women who have raised these complaints against the stars of the industry for what they've done over the last couple of years. Is some good going to come out of the fact that stars like Prithviraj are coming out and speaking? Would you want more of the younger stars, the younger lot of the Kerala film industry who've actually led this renaissance that we've seen in Kerala films in the last decade or so? You want them to come out and speak?
Absolutely. It is not just Prithviraj, but Domino also have spoken to the media yesterday. But we can see the Union Minister, Suresh Gopi, did the exact opposite to the journalist today. He was indeed lashing out at a journalist, and he did not comment on the latest update on the Hema Committee report and the special investigation team that has been set up by the government. So we need more actors to come out and say, give support for the female artists who are speaking out. We should also see more female actresses in the cinema industry. I mean, there are a lot of actresses in the cinema industry who didn't have to go through this, but yet there is a practice that exists in the cinema industry even today. Maybe that is just targeted at the junior artists. So we need to see more female actresses in the cinema industry, like Nikhila Nimisha, Aishwarya, there are a lot of actresses out there who are still keeping mum about the subject, and I think it would be really important and useful for all those women fighting for justice for them to come out and speak and give solidarity for those who are fighting.
Absolutely. Fawzia, why are the women not speaking out? The established actresses like Nimisha, Mihiga, as Asha mentioned, why are they not coming out more strongly? And why does it always have to be Prithviraj and, Tovino, who they've spoken out, they've come out, but the actresses are largely silent. Why is that the case?
It is putting words in their mouth, actually. They could be speaking out, and it probably is a fear of loss of opportunities in future, and they don't want to get sidelined, because in these times very few are speaking out, and we don't know about the producers, and we don't know about the distributors. There are so many in the industry who see to it that women are not coming into the mainstream. So it's not just Prithviraj and Tovino. There's a whole group of people who are fence-sitters and sitting, waiting, watching which way the tide will turn. So it's all right if women come out and speak, and if they don't, maybe it will take time. But then it's a whole bunch of mechanism which is at play, and in future it is the silent ones now that they'll flow whichever the side the money is. So that is the whole the core issue in this case. Who's speaking, who's not speaking. It depends on,
It's a conspiracy of silence, with a lot of fence sitters indeed, as it has been in the past. But Asha, in the past as well, in 2017 we heard that absolutely horrific case from the Malayalam film industry of this, what this leading movie star is alleged to have done to one of his co-stars, and which is the trigger point of the Justice Hema Commission report. In the Hindi cinema also, you've had a Me Too movement, which then very quickly petered out. How important do you think is this for the other film industries, for people in other film industries, especially in the South? There have been a few isolated complaints, but there's been no movement of the kind that we've seen with the Justice Hema Committee report. Do you think that this committee report and the impact that it's had on the film industry, that could actually trigger off similar movements in the other film industries, especially of the South?
Absolutely. And for that, there should be a political will, a social will, and a solidarity among the female artists to come forward and form something like WCC. Now that we have set an example in Kerala, thanks to Parvati, Fawzia, and all the founding members of WCC, they have set an example now. They have shown the women in cinema across the world, in fact, that this is a possibility, that this path, you don't have to protest in the street, you can use the legal channels, you can get the government to set standards in a film industry or any working place to make sure that it's a safe working place for women. And they have, it is not just women in cinema. In fact, the media in Kerala has been extremely supportive of this movement, in spite of having powerful men on the other side. They have dared to fight for these women, especially news anchors in Asianet, be it 24 News, be it Manorama, Madhubhumi. They've shown strong commitment to these women and not to those men. So that is also an important factor. I do not know if this is how the industry works in North in terms of media supporting these kind of issues when there are a lot of powerful men on the other side. And then there has been a lot of academicians who have come out and published a lot of articles about it. There's been a lot of activists who have worked on this. There are a lot of RTIs that has been filed. So you have to understand that this report right now came out as a response to an RTI that was filed by a journalist. But I think more than hundreds of RTIs was filed before this particular RTI. And so it is the collective will of the society, I must say, that led to the success of the Hema Committee, setting up of the Hema Committee, and then the publishing of the report at this point. So if you ask me, will it be replicated in other states? It will take the collective will of the society to ensure that they want their women to be safe at their workplaces, not just in cinema, across all workplaces.
The state government, what has been the role of the state government in the last couple of weeks? They've set up an SIT. I think they've done all the right things. They've set up an SIT. They got a lot of women police officers involved in this. You think that is a kind of way forward when it comes to handling, cases of assault, harassment against women, not just in the film industry, but across in, safety of women in workspaces?
Absolutely. But when you look at what happened in Kerala, sometimes people wrongly assume that we had like a very proactive government which took action. Absolutely not. It was the public pressure
Right.
that led the government to take each and every step in each and every stage of this ordeal. Because it was not that even when the actress was abused, the government, the head of the government, CM Pinarayi Vijayan came out and said there is no conspiracy. Then he had to retract his statement because the police came up with the investigation and the media was very strongly motivated to pursue this case. And we had prime time debates on this topic for almost 2 to 3 weeks.
Yes.
They did not discuss any other topic. They really wanted to bring out the truth in this. So, like I said in my previous answer, it is the collective will of different people from different sectors of the society that led to the setting up the special investigation team. See, the report came out in 2019. If the government was so committed to protecting women in workplace, it would have set up this investigation team in 2019. It did not do that. Now the government know that it is going to go beyond its control, and there is nothing it can do, because Ranjith had to resign, then Siddique had to resign.
Yes.
And the allegations against Siddique was very serious because it was an actress who said she's been groomed since she was under 18. This is the allegation was that she was being groomed when she was 17 or something, and then the actual assault took place when she was 20 or something. So when such serious allegations come to the public domain,
yes,
and in a state like Kerala, everybody is very politically active.
Yes.
It becomes very impossible for the government to not take the action. So it is because of the people in Kerala. I want to repeat that again and again. It is only because of the people in Kerala have been strongly protesting against this that the government was forced to take an action. And of course, there has to be the primary, an agency, primary organization that has to fight this at the forefront. That has been always been WCC. And with the media, there's been a lot of lawyers like Harish Vasudevan and a lot of other people who've been fighting for this for a very, very long time. That has led to the, setting up the special investigation team. So it's not just the government.
It's not just the government.
Forced to take the action.
Government was forced, Asha, and it always helps to do something like this when elections are around the corner. So the politicians, possibly survival instinct kicked in with the elections just a year and a half away. But absolutely right, what you said, that civil society, the pressure brought by civil society onto the government to force them to set up that SIT, which is what they seem to be doing now, walking the talk as dictated by civil society and the media in Kerala. But my last question to Fawzia is that, Fawzia, we were talking about the impact on other states as well, where you have, especially in the south, there have been isolated complaints from the Tamil film industry, the Telugu film industry, Kannada as well. But there has been no such big movement of that kind in any of these industries. As an activist in the Kerala film industry, how would you help these women from other such industries to take their fights forward?
There are a smaller number of people who have, women who have come together. It's not a large number.
Right.
And it's still it's quite divided. I mean, it's a kind of cocoon, and we hope that with all this talk, they will reach out, and as much as possible, we are trying to reach out also. Personally, I am, and it is probably a change happening in Kerala might set off change in other places.
Absolutely, yes.
See it in action. See more women in the workplace, more women in cinema, because people have been. I have been told that, Fawzia, nobody is going to call you and give you work. This has been the attitude, how much ever you're trained and you're experienced, there is no will to accommodate women into the medium itself. Cinema belongs to me. Cinema belongs to everybody who wants to, express in that. Yes. So how come a few bunch of people or men are deciding and marking the boundaries and keeping people out? So let the change begin here in Malayalam. And let that be a trendsetter for the rest of the country to take note. And actually adopt. It is possible to do. Definitely in Bombay, you do see last 10 years more women in different departments like assistant cinematographer, production design. There are a lot of women who are working. A lot of directors are working. So yeah, hopefully change will happen.
Hopefully change
Because
will
women
happen.
want.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much, Fawzia, for highlighting that point. And Asha, nice speaking with you all. The fact that Kerala, while the nation is shocked by what's gone on in the Kerala film industry, there's lots to celebrate about the way civil society has come together. Lawyers, the media, journalists have come together to take up the cause of these women who are fighting these established cabals in the Kerala film industry. And hopefully this is the kind of change that could spread to other film making societies across the country in the South and in Bollywood perhaps. That is the story that we'll be looking at very closely as the Malayalam film industry goes through tremendous change once it's faced with this Justice Hema Committee report and the fallouts of this report on an industry that seemed to have gotten its mojo together after many years.